Okay, well, we are at Goodwill today, and we are about to head in and see what we can find that we can flip for a profit. We were at this Goodwill just last week, but we did amazing just last week. So, my fingers are crossed, and I'm hoping that we find some goodies. Here we go. So as soon as I walked in the door, I spotted this gorgeous beaded vintage purse. I like it. It's not a huge dollar item, but I love vintage purses. This piece right here reminded me of the Enid Collins box purses. It's not Enid Collins, but it just reminded me of that, and so I kind of liked it. I looked on the inside to see if there was any markings, and instead of any markings, I found T. So that came with me. I liked it. So I go real quickly through the other purses. You know that purses aren't really my thing, but I'll breeze through them real quickly. I was really in a hurry to get back to the hard goods because that's my jam. So here we are back at the hard goods. You're going to see a lot of stuff that we saw just the other day. Here we've got a dachshund. It's terribly modern, but it was super adorable. So I had to take a closer look, but I ended up leaving it there on the shelf. We've got a teacup and saucer here that did not match, but they were being sold as a set. I thought this piece was interesting. I remember in 4th grade when my teacher went to, I think it was Mexico, and she brought back these little dolls. It reminded me of that. That's a ceramic duck that's made to look like wood. That's the broken planter from last week. And our little boy and girl are still together on the shelf, happily ever after. I think I picked that piece up last week. It's nothing at all. It's just shiny, and I gravitate towards shiny things. This little koala bear, I believe, may have been made out of rabbit fur, or possibly a lot of the times those koala bears are made out of kangaroo fur. But it was very soft, so I'm leaning towards rabbit, but I decided that I would leave it there on the shelf. I saw this when I was editing my video last time, and I just wanted to take a closer look at it. It had a Made of China sticker on the bottom. And this right here is depression glass that is etched. This was like a weird pie thing. Up here, you know, I always have to check out the art glass. This was a nice piece of art glass. I thought maybe because of the colors it could be end of day check glass, but upon closer inspection it was probably Chinese. That was a puzzle of some sort. That had a train on it. I know if Andrew was there, he probably would have pulled it out and taken a closer look at it, so I had to at least look at it. This piece right here, it is a redware picture. I could not read the bottom of it, and the sticker is concealing some of it, but I like redware, and so I decided to grab that picture. Now, I picked this up without noticing there, if you probably see that some of the inlay is missing on that. It was marked on the back, Cairo, Egypt. Little vintage box with a lucite flowers, and of course a little giraffe. That was just the lid to a box. And she was all by herself. Unfortunately, there was nothing in there. I checked these over to see if they were Mary Gregory, because I did get 2 really nice Mary Gregory cups here the last time. These plates were old, and I believe they were probably Austria or Germany. They were old, but I just didn't see much value in them, so I left them there. This was a EAPG, but I'm just steering clear of EAPG these days. This piece was signed on the bottom. I couldn't read the signature though. I did like that it had a gingerbread man on it, but I decided that it was no. Maybe closer to Christmas time I would have considered it. Here we've got a Navajo wedding vase again. We saw a few of those yesterday's video. Those are mostly souvenir pieces, and so I don't usually pick them up. That was a little demi-toss cup. It didn't even really get into view. I need to work on my camera skills. Unfortunately, this was missing the lid. And that was modern. And these were nothing. There's a lamp down there. I think it's an oil lamp. I prefer the electric lamps, so it stays. This is kind of a funky art pottery piece, but it's probably just a student art piece. We've got another mug up here. This is a Starbucks mug, but I usually grab the You Are Here mugs. I don't know much about the other mugs, and so I decided to leave that one behind. I grabbed this because I saw the etching on it, but it's nothing special. Now here we've got the artwork, this beautiful piece of art right there. It was actually breathtaking. Just kidding, that was a joke. This piece I thought was interesting, but I couldn't tell if it was just a print or a real piece of art, and so I decided not to mess with it. Up here, I liked this. It had butterflies and dried flowers in it, and I thought it was pretty. And so, for $1.99, it went in the cart. And no, I'm not wearing Converse today. It was a sandals kind of day. So they have another section of purses here, and I just kind of looked through these real quick. This one caught my eye because of the pattern, but it was a very cheap, like faux leather, and that had mesh on it, but I think we looked at it the last time. And then we've got the kitty. It's a ceramic cat. It's a smaller size ceramic cat, and it's thin, and so it's not as difficult to ship as, say, the cat on the pillow that we saw a few videos ago. So for $2.99, I decided to grab this cat, and that is why I chose this cat and didn't get the cat from the other day, if you saw that video. I liked how ornate this cup was, and I was actually very surprised to find on the bottom that it was a modern piece. It really looked to be old, but it was not. Now I skipped this aisle when I came in just because it's kind of boring with appliances and whatnot. There's a wall pocket here. It says Wildflowers by Cricket. I recognize that stamp. I actually have a piece somewhere with that stamp on it, and that's why I looked closer at it. And of course, I have to look at this picture to see if it's Mackenzie Childs, because you've all got me looking for it now. I will find it. I will. I'm determined. And I moved that out of the way to check this because, again, it's just flowery and fun. And no, it's not. Here is a little, I don't know if it was chalkware or ceramic. I don't know, but it was an owl, obviously. Clearly it was an owl, and it was a bank. I want to say it was probably chalkware. So now I'm checking out the baskets. I liked this basket, but I realized very quickly that there was actually something inside of the basket. What could it be? I don't know. It is trivets. So no, I don't want to take it with me. And no, I don't forget the owl. I grab it. Going back through the shelves here, there is a dog. He is Sment, and he weighs 700 pounds. So he does not come with us, even though he's very cute. Checking those lower shelves that I have a tendency to miss. And here we have a whole bunch of googly eyes. It's a thing. I've got a thing for googly eyes. It's weird. I don't even think I can resell this thing, but I brought it home and it was funny to see the look on Andrew's face, and it was totally worth the 99 cents that I paid for it. And he shares the same appreciation for googly eyes, so it was worth it. Look at him. How could you not appreciate that? Oh gosh. Here we've got a little Swan Planter. It still has the flowers in it. I have a lot of viewers who love swans, and so when I see them, sometimes I grab them, sometimes I don't, and when I don't, I incur the wrath. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. But I liked this one. I liked that it was pink, and it was cute. And so I decided to grab this one. That had an interesting mark on the bottom. That's why I was just kind of tipping it over. I tip everything over. It's just a thing that I do. But then I was actually surprised to see the mark on the bottom, so I had to take a closer look. This is a little trinket box. I do really well with trinket boxes, so I always look at them. That one was just a modern made in China trinket box, which occasionally I do pick up, but not this time. All right, so we are at the next Goodwill, and I'm going to head in and see what I could find that I can flip for a profit. Here we go. Now, the last time I was at this Goodwill, I did not find hardly anything at all. But I decided to give it another chance, and I find this little made in Japan vase. It was here the last time, and I kind of see what else is in the bag, and I decide to leave it again. It's probably an $5 to $10 little vase. We've got a mug there. Some figurines in a bag. They are marked, but they are collector's pieces, and so I have a tendency to avoid collector's pieces, if you haven't noticed. I have an aversion to them, just like collector's plates and Beanie Babies. I avoid them. This plate down here caught my eye. I had to do a little digging to get to it. There was no markings on the bottom, but I liked the design of it. Unfortunately, it was just very large, and it would have been annoying to ship. We've got an Order of the Eastern Star plate here, but unfortunately, a lot of those pieces don't sell very well. There are exceptions. There are always exceptions to the rules, but the plates, the creamers and sugars like that, they just don't really do that well. I liked that plate. somebody else liked it enough to peel the sticker and see what the mark was on the back, but I'm trying to be better about buying single plates, unless they're beautifully hand-painted pieces of art. I've actually bought and sold those cats before, and this time I did not. I liked this cat. I like cats in general, but I don't need it. And I'm being a little picky today, if you couldn't tell. I liked these cups, but again, you see the bottom there. It has a relatively modern mark. Probably still vintage, but modern nonetheless. This basket was really fun. I believe that this particular basket is probably made in China. A lot of what am I saying? Basket. It's a purse basket. A lot of these are made in China. I liked it, but boy, was it heavy. And with those handles, it just made me very nervous to even think about shipping it. I mean, we're pretty brave about shipping things, but that piece made me nervous. This plate was actually a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little sad about this plate. Like, obviously, somebody didn't bother to care for the sentiment, and they just gave it to the Goodwill. So that was a little disheartening. I thought about buying it, but then I was like, I can't, no. And there, I'm showing my empty cart. You know, my cart is totally empty. I saw this. It looks like a snow baby bunny, but I think it could be a knockoff snow baby bunny. There were no markings on the bottom at all. It was only 99 cents, but that was a loud truck. This piece was very interesting. I loved the contrast of the glazes, and it says Green Pottery Works on the bottom. Again, not for me to ship. And I know you're all thinking, you have a store. I will have a store, but I don't yet, and I have a lot of things. Now this right here is marked on the bottom. It's such and such potteries. It's hard to tell with the Goodwill sticker there, but I liked the frog. And you know, I've got some succulents at home that could use a little flower pot, so I grabbed that. All right, well, unfortunately, you didn't find a whole lot there. Our total spend was 99 cents. That was it. And the only reason I got that piece is because I looked at the bottom and it did have a mark on the bottom that said something potteries. And I thought, you know, this could be something. I could probably get $8 to $12 for it, unless it's like some really good pottery, and then I can get something even better for it. But that's all we got. And I think on that note, I'm gonna call it a day. It's kind of starting to rain here, and it's time for me to head home. So I will see all of you tomorrow. Later.
My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook.